It's Monday. I'm live. We're back. Full slate of MLB on deck for today and a bunch of plays to go over. I'm going to hop right into it, hop over to the Twitter. But over here on the right, everything we'll be covering today on the MLB slate of games. And hop over to the Twitter. I did want to start. This is wild. Just happened earlier today. Myles Garrett traded to the Rams, and that was like my instant reaction was like, holy smokes. Great trade for the Rams, honestly. I mean, the Browns pick up a couple draft picks and Jared Verse, so that's not bad either for them. But honestly, great trade for the Rams. They're definitely going for it now that the Super Bowl is in LA this year, so they probably should be the favorites to win the Super Bowl, honestly. So yeah, that happened today. But mainly a bunch of baseball stuff today. Yesterday was incredible. We pretty much cashed like everything we bet. For the PGA plays hit out of 5 for the weekend, and then both the money line parlay hit. Rays won, Yankees won, and then all of the player props ended up cashing. We were 4 for 4, and then Alex Bregman went yard at night to cash that one as well. So 5 for 5 on the player props was just absolutely awesome yesterday. Obviously this one cashed, and we hit the home run bet finally. I mean, we were on a crazy streak, a losing streak, and finally hit the home run bet. So I'm gonna continue today. There is a bunch of different guys I could have went with, but I did end up going with Jonathan Aranda tonight. He's been on fire. He's hitting 480 in his last 7 games, 3 home runs in that stretch. He's got 10 of his 11 home runs off right-handed pitching, which he will see later tonight. So I like Jonathan Aranda. He's plus 510. It's pretty good juice. Probably means he won't homer, but it's pretty good odds yesterday, actually, for, I think James Wood was like plus, yeah, he was plus 379. So going with Aranda today. We'll see how that pans out. I did cook up some hit rates as well for today. Just pitchers, hitters. Probably start doing this now that baseball is like in full swing. But went with a bunch of hitters and then a few pitchers here that have been consistent, either hit streaks or K streaks. So Joe Ryan, Eduardo Rodriguez, both K streaks, and then a bunch of hitters here that have just strung together a couple games with hits to help you build either a hit parlay or some pitchers parlay. So thought that might be helpful. And then obviously went with player props and straight picks tonight as well. So I guess we'll start with the player props here. First, I went with Sandy Alcantara, over 2.5 earned runs allowed. He started the season really strong, but over his last 5 starts, 3 of them he's given up 6 plus earned runs. So that could be a problem when facing the Nationals. Kind of hard to believe, but they're averaging the most runs scored per game so far this season, 5.4 runs per game. So it'll be a tough matchup for Sandy. I mean, he can definitely do it, but it might be a little harder than normal facing a pretty solid offense. And then I also have Joe Ryan, another pitcher here. He was on the hit rate sheet. I do have him over 5.5 Ks. That's what his line was at. But he's coming off back-to-back 9 strikeout games. He's got the White Sox tonight on the slate. One of those 9 strikeout games was actually against the White Sox, so he definitely can strike them out and maneuver that lineup. And then another thing that adds to it, just White Sox are pretty bad when it comes to strikeouts. Their bottom four, they average over 9 per game. I think six Ks is very doable for Joe Ryan tonight. So those are the two pitchers, Sandy over earned runs and then Joe Ryan over his Ks. And then two hitters that I liked for the late games tonight. Freddie Freeman and Julio Rodriguez both over their hits, runs, and RBI total. Freeman's was actually 2.5. I bumped it down to 1.5 just because it was still pretty good odds, and you can definitely throw that in a parlay. But he's been on a hit streak, 6 games. He crushes Eduardo Rodriguez, absolutely crushes him. He's batting .588 in 17 at-bats against him. He's got a home run, a couple RBIs. This game is in Arizona, but there is a dome, so that should help him out with the weather. Won't actually be that hot. But yeah, he sees him well. I trust that he can cash this over. And then Julio Rodriguez has been really hot this season. At least past couple games he's been hot. In the month of May, he's got 10 homers, 36 hits, only 30 games. So averaging over a hit a game. He's definitely been hot, and he's pretty much carried this Seattle offense with Cal Raleigh being hurt and not performing that well. So I like Julio tonight over his hits, runs, and RBI total. Went 5 for 5 last night, looking to go 4 for 4 tonight. I think those are all solid plays as far as the player props go. Then I'll bounce over to the straight plays for tonight. Little bit of an issue with the Reds because Chase Burns is not starting. He actually got scratched. So that's kind of a problem. But they are still favored. So are still favored over the Royals. If you didn't put it in and are going to put it in soon, you'll even get better odds. I'd probably still go with the Reds. The Royals have been struggling for sure. But I'm going to start with the first game of the night, Rays Tigers. I do have Tampa Bay again tonight on the money line. I don't know how, but they're one of the best teams in baseball record-wise, and they've kind of been carried by the top of the order. Caminero, Aranda, Yandy Diaz. So all those guys have been hitting exceptionally well. Griffin Jax also pitching pretty well. Only allowed 2 total runs in his last 12 innings pitched. Detroit is also on a 5-game losing streak. They are minus 163 on the money line. And I am definitely with the public on this one. 85% of the bets are on Tampa Bay money line. That's the side I'm on, and probably also would lean the minus 1.5 too. I think they come in and take care of Detroit in this one. Just better hitters and the better starter now with Griffin Jax. So that takes care of that game. I did have Reds with Chase Burns starting. I still like them, honestly. Money line's going to be a little bit lopsided just because Burns was scheduled to start. I still like them, though. I think they have the better offense. Ellie De La Cruz is not in the lineup. He's actually going on the IL. So that sucks for the Reds. But they are at home. And the Royals have really struggled so far this year. They've been one of the worst offenses in baseball. Also, their pitching's not great. I don't even know who they're starting tonight. I don't even know who this is. And then their bullpen has been dreadful. So I still like the Reds tonight. Reds and Rays, and that was the parlay for tonight. So Reds and Rays was the parlay. You could do Rays and Seattle, who I'm going to get to in a second, just because everything's still good to go for Seattle. Um, and Emerson Hancock starting for them. He's been great all season. Only allowed 3 runs in his past 17 innings pitched. And the lineup's definitely better than the Mets, who they play tonight. I also don't think the Mets are starting anyone. Yeah. Oh, the Mets are doing a bullpen game. So I trust Hancock, and I think their lineup's going to be much better than the Mets tonight. So I'd rock with Seattle there. But that's kind of sucks that Chase Burns got pulled. Yeah, they're all the way down to minus 133 with Burns not starting. But they could definitely still win. So I'm not giving up on that one. But that covers the parlays. Got Rays, Reds, and then hitter pitcher parlay still intact. I went with Freeman and I went with Joe Ryan. I just feel the most confident in those 2 plays. So Freeman over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Ryan over his Ks. I think that's a solid play for later tonight. Kind of a late one, but it's just who I like. So I like both those players for tonight. And then NBA Finals is set. Knicks Spurs should be a really, really good one. I have a couple futures plays for the series that I've been toying with. So I'll probably put those out tomorrow prior to the series starting on Wednesday night. I found a couple plays that are standing out to me. But game 1 is set. It's in San Antonio, and I do expect the Spurs to be favored in this series. I think they are, and obviously the Knicks have had a ton of rest, but I really don't think that matters. Spurs are hot, so I expect them to score a ton, especially when at home, and Wemby's been incredible in this series. I will definitely look into all these plays probably tomorrow, but look out for the series future plays coming. Those will be fun. Why can I not find those plays? Oh, it's in the futures tab. Yeah, so Spurs are favored in this one. I did like there was one that was really, really buzzer beaters. It's kind of a flyer, but plus 2,000. Will there be a buzzer beater? I think that's a really fun play for the series. Another one that I think I will have is total games. I like the over 5.5. I feel like it'll go to game 6 or 7. I think the Knicks will be able to pull a couple games out. I see it being a relatively close series, so I'm leaning over there. So there's a bunch of different props that I like as far as futures. I will have those out tomorrow. Be on the lookout for those. But that is pretty much it for tonight's slate. Full MLB slate. I'm looking forward to sitting back watching all those games. And I will obviously be up to date on the Twitter probably all throughout the night. So hop over there, hit the like button, subscribe here if you're new, and I will catch you all soon.